Good morning, Card Communities. RJ here on an off day, obviously. And with an off day and the red pillow, it's usually one of two things: some crazy thing going on that I want to share, or a contest entry. And this one happens to be a contest entry. So, there's, I often think sometimes that what I should do is not show any content, but there's so many people out there who have a contest going for this or that. You could probably do a video on my schedule 3 times a week and just do contest entries. But, that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about what we're doing today. So, this is a contest entry for a man named Steve over at a channel called Vintage on Vintage. I'm going to put a link to his video in the description below. Please check it out. There's still time to enter this contest. He's a, I don't want to say he's a new collector. I doubt that's the case, but he's, like we all are, we don't think we have cards that are worthy of contests. So he's got some really nice options for the prizes. Certainly a couple cards I wouldn't mind having, which is why I feel like I can enter. And also just enter because I like showing off things, and he's asking for a video response to his question, so I'm happy to do that. Plus, I'm also happy to put a VR out there for y'all to share, to view, to share, to enjoy. So here we go. So what Steve wanted to do is he put his video contest up on December the 26th, and it just so happened that the next day, December the 27th, was his birthday. So he thought it would be kind of cool to find out who are the superstars of baseball, or who were the players in Major League Baseball history who were born on your birthday. And he was looking for a top 5. So I found a good top 5 of the people who were born on my birthday. My birthday is October the 25th, for you who are keeping score at home. And I'll give you the top 5 in reverse order, obviously. So I actually went on to like a baseball reference kind of a thing, and to find out who did they rank as the top players in baseball history who were worthy of being called great, but born on October 25th. Now they had somebody else at number 5, but this guy was a close number 6. But I'm going to go with him because I know him. Danny Darwin. Danny Darwin was a pitcher during my era of youth card collecting. This is his 1992 Topps, the gold winner variation. But I started collecting, like I said, if you watch some of my videos, back in 78. And 78 was Danny Darwin's first year in baseball. So Danny Darwin was a really quality pitcher, just one of those guys who've been around for a long time. You can see he really didn't lead the league in anything except, he tied for the league in lowest ERA back in 1990 when he was with the Astros. Danny Darwin was just a quality veteran player, veteran pitcher, quality arm, lasted a long time, had some, good years. I don't think he ever made it into a World Series because he was the Rangers for the longest time, and then the Astros. Yeah, so clearly he never made it into a World Series, let's put it that way. Poor guy. But Danny Darwin, born on October 25th, 1955. Now the rest 4 through number 1, there's no doubt these are who they are. They're in the order that they should be, I think. Number 4, Bobby Thomson. Bobby Thomson of the Shot Heard Round the World fame. Born on, what does it say? Does it have his birthday? Yeah, there it is. 10/25 in 1923. He was born in Glasgow, Scotland. Clearly, Bobby Thomson's most famous happening was when he hit that home run in 51 to win the pennant for the Giants. One of the most legendary, many people consider it the most famous home run of all time. I'll let you choose that. Frankly, Joe Carter's home run against my Phillies is one that sticks in my head pretty much. So, but Bobby Thomson, born on October the 25th, of Shot Heard Round the World fame. Next guy, born on October 25th, Smokey Joe Wood. Now, Joe Wood, born on October 25th, 1889. Check out that, 1889. Joe Wood was a contemporary of Walter Johnson. Many people consider those two the fastest pitchers in the world, right around the 1910, 11, 12, right around that era. Joe Wood had a blazing fastball for a short period of time. And he threw out his arm. Never really was a quality pitcher after that. Eventually he had to just stop pitching altogether, but he had a decent bat, so he hung around for a few more years. Eventually he went on to coach baseball at Yale. Believe it or not, he was a long-time baseball coach up at Yale University. And there's a great story in it was in a newspaper or news magazine where Joe Wood, he still liked to attend baseball games, and he was attending some college championship game, and there were two really famous pitchers in college at the time, Frank Viola, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but a couple writers invited Joe Wood out to see this game, and he was in the stands, very old at that time, in his 90s, taking in the game, and these reporters are sitting there just enjoying the atmosphere, sitting on the bleachers with a legend like Smokey Joe Wood, watching Frank Viola, and I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember right now who the other pitcher was. Another well-known pitcher who went on to a quality major league career. These two guys were going back and forth at the time, and they were there to watch it. It would have been a fun thing to do if I had the opportunity. Anyway, Smokey Joe Wood, born on October 25th, 1889. Look at that. So, next, you get into a couple guys you're going to know right off the bat. So, number 2, born on October 25th, Mr. Juan Soto. Don't need to say much about Juan Soto. For those of you who pay any attention to sport at the current time, Juan Soto, born on October 25th. He's got a chance to be, obviously a Hall of Fame caliber player. You got to stick around for a long time. You got to stick around in order to earn that moniker. There's too many players to count who came on the scene with the flashes of brilliance that Juan Soto has shown over the past 5 years or so, who just fizzled out and people forgot all about him. So we will say Juan Soto is a great talent right now, but do not yet call him Hall of Fame worthy, all right? The last one, though, is Hall of Fame worthy because he is in the Hall of Fame. Born on October 25th, Mr. Pedro Martinez. He was born on October the 25th of 1971, down obviously in the Dominican Republic. Long and storied career, positives and negatives with Pedro. Pedro was one of the most intimidating pitchers there ever was. Big game star. Didn't fear anybody in any situation. We were happy to have him on the 2009 Phillies, but he pitched great for us after the trade deadline, after we acquired him. He had actually retired the year before, but, I guess they took a chance and said, hey, Pedro, we need a pitcher. You want to pitch for us? And he accepted, and he did really good for us down the stretch in 2009. But in the and even in the playoffs, he was pretty good. But in the World Series, he just came up a little short. The Yankees had his number, sad to say. Otherwise, we might have won that World Series in 2009. We won 2 games because Cliff Lee started it. None of our other starters had any success. But Cliff Lee owned the Yankees that year, but nobody else could match Cliff Lee's performance, not even Pedro. who gave up a number of home runs to Hideki Matsui, who was the eventual World Series MVP in 2009. But of course, Pedro has his own few rings. I remember we actually invited him back to Alumni Day back in 2019 to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of that team. That was kind of funny. Pedro pitched for us for a really short time, but he was on our team. He was in the World Series. He was on the World Series roster for us. So Pedro is the #1 player born on my birthday that exists. So there you go. Quick contest entry. Like I said, for Steve over at Vintage on Vintage. Check out the link in my description below. Go out there and give him some hobby love. It's his 200 subscriber contest. You got a little bit of time to enter, so go out there and get her done. All right, guys? Appreciate you watching. Come back again tomorrow for my regularly scheduled video. Take care.